Ancient OG, carved in stone, from Philly bricks to thrones, unknown. 808s beat like war drums bang. Old soul talk, let the gods explain. Ancient OG, bloodline strong. Been here before the right and wrong. From past to now, I still remain. Ancient OG in the hook, remember the name.
I'm a little seasoned at this, so I know sometimes we do that because you don't want to, have too full of videos. It'll be hard to upload on shit. So The Fourth Kind is a movie that really also led me to my journey of an ancient OG. Because around the time where I prayed to Allah that Allah showed me, I told Allah to show me more because I already read all the stories and I really understood deeply into it. And I needed to know more, and I needed to know what was something missing. And it was some truth I was trying to find. And then Allah started revealing all this stuff to me. That's when I read The Stolen Legacy. And then there was this movie I saw called The Fourth Kind. Now this movie is supposed to be a true story. So they got split screen. One half is the real movie, like Hollywood filming movie, and then the other half is like real footage of the scenes that they're talking about. All this whole movie has facts to it because it's they got real footage of it, right? Real police incidents, police reports, you know what I mean? Real live news coverage of the situation, you know what I mean? Now, and it's ironic that the background of the movie, the story place of where the movie is being set at is in where? Where's the most UFOs place you want to think of? Alaska. So Alaska, right? I think the Anunnaki lives in Alaska behind them ice walls, but anyway. Alaska, right? It was this lady. She was a hypnotist. She'll hypnotize you and then film you and then do little therapy sessions on you, right? And she was practicing she had her own little independent situation going on. She had a little office and everything like that, right? So people would come see her, right? So there's one dude coming there to go see her. So he like, hey, oh man, shit, okay. Oh man, he keeps saying shit at nighttime, he don't know what it is. So he's like, yo man, something's bothering me. So she like, oh, calm down. She sat him down, whatever. Like, yo, look. She put him under a little hypnotized. She hypnotized him and shit. So now he reliving what happened. So he get to scream, ah! So she wake him up out of hypnotized. She like, what happened? He's like, I saw him. He said, what was it? What did you see? He said, you don't want to know. Right? He said, you don't want to know. So I'm like, what the fuck you mean you don't want to know? He ain't gonna tell us what he saw. He saw it, but he remember what he saw, but he told her, you don't want to know. Let me tell y'all what he saw. He saw black extraterrestrials, man. But look, so check this out. So she's still doing hypnotism all around, right? So now the same dude that she hypnotized, one day she get a call. So when she get the call, it's the police on the phone. And they screaming at her. They're like, yo, is your name such and such? She said, yeah, that's my name. He said, when this man want to fucking talk to you, man, you need to talk to him because he about to kill himself. So she's like, oh shit. So they put him on the phone. He had his whole family for hostage. And then he kept on saying some like Sumerian words to her. He kept saying all these Sumerian words to her. Like the Sumerian words. This was from the oldest language in the world. He kept repeating it over and over and over. And then he just blew his, he just unalived his family. And then he unalived himself. Right, so she on the phone like, oh shit. So now the cops come to her door, knocking on her door, like taking her to jail, like questioning her and shit about the hypnotism and shit. So she like, nah, she was shooken up about it. So I think the cop was real hard on her. He was like, I know that she was like on some type of, it was gonna put her on probation. They didn't want her to practice the shit no more. So they was trying to blame it on her why he was acting like that, you know what I'm saying? But really, he was telling her about, he was really being abducted and shit, you know what I'm saying? But they didn't really say it at the time, but I figured it out, and that's what it was. And then that's what drove him crazy. And so they told her don't practice this shit no more. So she was still doing it anyway and shit, right? So make a long story short, one day, her editor, right, when she used to film people on the like she used to film them, and do a session with him, and then she'd get a tape to her editor, and then the editor would take it, and then, you know, take out what she don't want to hear, put it together right, you know what I'm saying? Take out the space missing and all that. And then put together a nice little presentation with them. So one day the editor called, like, yo, I think you need to listen to this. So now mind you, she used to record them with this. Back in the day, they had these little tape recorders. And you just push record on there and then it records you. You can be anywhere. So she used to carry it with them. So that's the little tape she gave her. So she wanted to go listen to the editor. The editor said, this sound like you. So she listened to it. Now, she now accidentally recorded herself getting abducted one night. So she remembering the night. So you hear her screaming on the tape. So, but she remembering it like, damn, something came into her room, dragged her by her feet, and she was holding on to the ground, and it was dragging her, and she was holding on to the ground so hard that the wood, she was scraping the ground with her nails. So while she listened to the tape, she remembered the night, and then she looked down at her nails, and she really did have like little like bruises and shit under her nails. So she was like, oh shit. So now you can hear her saying, get off me, and you can hear voices speaking through like a helmet or some shit, like through some type of like voice type. I say it was a helmet, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, the spacesuits you wear when you come out of space. So it sounded like they was talking behind something. She was like, we were speaking a different language and shit. So now she like, oh shit. So now she got the tape of her getting abducted and got the whole conversation with her and the fucking extraterrestrials. So now she doing some research now, mind you. She had a husband that died or some shit like that. He was fucking with them, practicing them, he was fucking with them Sumerian Texas. He was fucking with them, I don't know, he wrote a book about that shit, you know what I'm saying? Something happened to his ass real bad, you know what I'm saying? So she never really spoke about what happened. It was like a mystery though. Her husband already died over that shit already. So now she looking at the book that her husband put out, and she looking at the author of it, the publisher of it, and it was an African dude. So she called the number. She's like, yo, man, I'm such husband. Da, da, da. She was like, yo, I just got abducted. She told the boy the story. She said the boy automatically, he already knew what it was. He flew on the plane, went to go holler at her, and was like, oh shit. And he listened to the tape. He was like, the African boy was like, yo, that's the fucking language of the oldest, that's the oldest language on the world. And then he was like, that's the Sumerian language. And that's the first time I ever heard anything about a Sumerian language. I was like, the fucking Sumerian language? They said it's the oldest in the world. Then they showed pictures in the museum of skyrocket ships. And they was talking about the skyrocket ships. They had King Tut face and flashed on the screen during the time. Like, it was just breaking the whole like little synopsis down of who the Sumerians was and what bloodline they come from and who came from them. I'm like, damn. So now she pissed off, you know what I'm saying? So now she pissed off. She basically was trying to like, to hypnotize herself and try to go back and contact them. You know what I mean? I think somebody came to her office and wanted to do another hypnosis, or whatever you want to call it. I'm probably fucking the word up. When she did it, the dude relived him getting beamed up to the fucking spaceship. And if you relive that, then you know what's gonna happen. You know what I mean? If you try to relive that in real life, this motherfucker tried to raise up, and he ended up breaking his bones and shit back and all this shit, trying to do that shit. And he broke his fucking back up and hypnotized. So now the cops come again, like, oh, let me tell you, stop doing this shit, bitch. Lock her up, boom, boom. So now she like, yo, something going on in this town. People's getting abducted, da, da, da. So now that's when they put on the house arrest joint where she couldn't leave the house. They put surveillance on her. So they had a cop sitting in front of her house and shit right now. Now, mind you, cops always got cameras on their so they got real live footage of this shit, all this shit happening. Like, and so the cop fucking footage at night saw this big ass shadow come in front of a motherfucking the roof of her house, and then next thing you know, the cop dashed the cop fucking camera dash, that shit cut off. They couldn't even see no more, just static. And next thing you know, 5-10 minutes later, bitch screaming out, they came and took her kid and shit. They took her daughter and shit. I was like, damn. You know what I'm saying? She said they came through the roof and took her daughter and shit. I was like, God damn. And guess what? To this day, they ain't never found daughter. And they got this is like real live, like footage of this shit, bro. After I saw that, I wanted to know what the fuck the Sumerians was. You know what I'm saying? Then when I found the Sumerians was like, you know, the blackheads. See, this was they whitewash shit. You know what I'm saying? Because they really called the black-headed people. The black-headed people, they was the first worshipers of God. You know what I'm saying? They was the first, it was the oldest language, they was the oldest worshipers of God. They was the first ones to worship God. And that's something I gotta do more research on, because I ain't really dig into it like that, but I remember the black-headed ones. You know what I'm saying? I remember that. But the Sumerians, you know what I'm saying? They guys was the Anunnaki, or the Elohim. The other guys was the Elohim. It was the mighty ones. The ones that come from above. You know what I'm saying? That's what all that means. The ones that come from above. The heavenly ones. You know what I'm saying? The ones that descended from heaven. You know what I'm saying? All kinds of different words for, you know what I mean? Angels, the angels, you know what I'm saying? All the angels, the jinns, you know what I'm saying? It's like all type of different names for these type of entities. But in the movie, I'm like, damn, the movie was kind of strange. That's where I really learned about all that from. That's what made me go on my journey. Let me find out who the Sumerians was. Let me find out, you know, who the guys was and stuff like that. And how it relates to what we got going on now in the religions of now. It all relates. It all relates to everything. It all makes sense now. You know what I mean? So, you know, I'm gonna holler at y'all, man. Check that movie out, man. When y'all get a chance, man. Tell me what y'all think about it.
Ancient OG, carved in stone, from Philly bricks to thrones, unknown. 808s beat like war drums bang. Old soul talk, let the gods explain. Ancient OG, bloodline strong. Been here before, the right and wrong. From past to now, I still remain. Ancient OG in the hook, remember the name.